And many of
having a
those
good time.
women did indeed went to work, but said the royal wedding was simply to, start the day off right. And it's an event they could not pass up, of course.
And they were so cute this morning. They had tea, crumpets, all the food that you could ever want.
And hats.
And hats.
Lots of hats.
And hats.
Yes.
Well, you know her best as our entertainment news analyst. She joins us now to dish on the royal ceremony. Penelope Jean is here with her beautiful hat on.
That's right. I feel out of place.
You should have.
Yes.
I fancy
Very
it.
nice hats, ladies.
Yours
Yes.
is lovely
Thank
as
you.
well.
Thank you. Evan, you look dapper. You know that, though. You didn't need a hat.
Why, thank you.
There you go. Well, tell about the wedding.
Wasn't
First,
this
let's talk about, you
wonderful?
called it the dress design very much Grace Kelly-esque.
Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic? I think we called that for a lot of media outlets.
Look at that.
It was absolutely stunning and elegant, and look at how tiny she is.
That diet she was on definitely worked. And didn't they say that this was an Alexander McQueen type?
Correct. This is actually from Sarah Burton, who is his chief creative designer of the late Alexander McQueen.
Is that not her behind, following? Or is
That's her sister.
Oh, that is her sister, yes. Because I know that apparently the dress designer was on hand to make sure everything went
Absolutely.
well.
I'm sure there would probably have been some last minute adjustments, but that is her sister carrying the gorgeous train.
Oh, so beautiful.
That is right. And then, of
Isn't
course,
this
that
fabulous?
designer, he passed away last year, too.
He
So this is
did.
kind of something special.
He is a British designer and was one of those that was highly talked about. And it was absolutely stunning. I think
So
it's just
amazing.
been rave reviews across the board for the entire wedding.
I would say so. And a different type of look, because he's actually known for doing some things for Lady Gaga as well.
And Madonna,
Right.
pretty
Kate
kind of
Blanchett,
crazy.
yeah. Lots
So
of
this
stuff.
was sophisticated, very demure and elegant.
Right.
Fabulous job.
Penelope, let's talk about these crowds. Throngs of people out there. I mean, literally all we could see was just people for days. Look at that.
I was so impressed with the way that they chauffeured them in. Did you notice how they brought them in a very organized procession as they brought them around the fountain? It was just amazing. Nobody was pushing and shoving. They're waving their flags, and just everyone was so joyous. What an occasion for the entire country.
Yeah, it took some time, but that's what they needed to make sure it all went off without a hitch.
Yep, they held them back for security and then brought them in. It was just fantastic. And the weather held up. They actually had the open coach.
Yeah, and apparently
They
they
did.
had like a jumbotron. We call it here in America. They call it the big screen over there.
Yeah.
Or there it is,
Sure.
right
Look
there.
at that.
We had
So
2
everybody could catch
billion
it.
people around the planet watching this event. This is the most highly publicized event, certainly wedding of all time.
Well, speaking of the wedding of all time, there were celebs for days there. We're talking Elton John was there.
And his husband,
He was there. And then also, who else were we talking about? The Beckhams
the
were there?
Beckhams. Now, she did a bit of a fashion faux pas.
You have to tell us about this now, Penelope.
Victoria Beckham looked absolutely fabulous. However, she is wearing short sleeves, and that is a big no-no. You are to wear long sleeves at a royal wedding. So I'm sure that will be much talked about, but let's face it, the woman looked gorgeous and elegant as well.
And
so
I
maybe
have
we'll
to
give her a
say,
pass.
David Beckham looked great
Well,
as
he
well.
looks very dapper, doesn't he?
He looks
Best-
very good.
Perhaps on the best dress list, the both of them.
Oh, for sure. And then Penelope, they were also talking about earlier this morning that some of their significant others passed, like their exes were there. Some
Sure.
of Kate's exes, some of William's
I
exes.
wonder
some-
how that would be for them in the audience, thinking that could have been me.
That could have been me.
That's a rough. But
Yeah,
they're
quite a
still
big deal.
friends.
That could have been
This
me.
is why they were
You
invited.
can't look back at it like that, But you know what? Guy Ritchie, speaking of, he was there as well.
was.
He was?
Yeah, with someone. I
With
don't know.
someone, of course,
was not
Madonna was
Madonna.
not invited,
Yeah.
but Guy Ritchie, who's a Brit and a close friend of the royals, it was nice to see him there.
Star-studded list.
It was
Oh,
amazing.
goodness.
So Prince William is not wearing a wedding ring.
Yeah, that's a
She
big
received-
discussion this morning.
Correct. Now, this was actually something we knew about in advance. There was some whisperings of it, but he just decided he's not going to. But I think everybody in the world knows that that man is married. So
Well,
he
yeah.
probably doesn't
Yeah, the
need
word's
to wear the
probably
ring.
out
Word's
this
out.
morning, I would imagine.
Words out.
He's the one man on the planet that no one is going to think that he's a single man.
Exactly.
Well, isn't he going to be wearing some kind of heirloom of sorts, though? Doesn't he have something that's kind of a backup similar to that?
We're going to have to look into that. I'm not sure. I know that he didn't
Yes,
put
a
one
royal
on this
wedding
morning.
band is what I'm being told. So
Oh,
I think he's
alright.
going to
That
have
makes
some
sense.
type of
So
jewelry
something.
to indicate that he is taken, ladies. So
I'm sure there's something as a momentum that is tucked away in some royal chest somewhere.
there you go.
What'd you think about the Queen Mother? There she is right there. Look at
She
her.
actually looked so happy.
Queen Mum.
It
She
was so nice to see her just, really beaming. She
as
was
much as she can, because
so
you don't see a lot
proud.
of emotion from her
Very true.
throughout the
Very
year
true.
usually.
correct. She's
so.
extremely conservative,
Yeah.
but I was so happy for her, and she was beaming to see her grandson getting married.
Yeah, well,
right.
speaking
What an
of
occasion.
but speaking of conservative, did you see the kiss, Penelope?
The 2 kisses.
I wanted something more. I don't know. I don't know what I wanted,
think
but
we
I
all
just
did.
felt like it was just. But I mean, that's
Yeah,
the way they
usually,
wanted
I mean,
to do it.
when I got married, obviously you hold back a little bit because you got the family,
You got people
you got
there.
your
You
mom
gotta keep it
there.
kid friendly.
You got to keep it real PG. I
What's
guess.
really
And
neat
so-
about this is the big moment, the balcony kiss at Buckingham Palace. And this has only happened 3 times in history. So the first one was Princess Diana and Charles, and they had barely a peck, and that made history. And then Fergie and her husband, Prince Andrew, they had a really long smooch. So this kiss ended up somewhere in the middle. It was a little bit longer than a peck, but not by much, maybe a second and a half.
Well, Princess
And
Diana didn't know.
They
the
met
prince-
8 times
Eight
before
times, so
they
they didn't
got
know. They were
married.
kind of like
And
kissing
she-
a stranger.
10
perhaps.
years
Yeah.
younger than our bride today.
That's right.
So a big difference. And then they had a second kiss. So I think that they probably wanted to make sure that everyone
Everybody did
really
see
knew
it.
their affection for each other. But they really have a lot of history together. So they're looking at each other, they're talking a little bit through this. We didn't see any of that with Diana and Charles.
And
The
they really did
nerves,
look happy.
Yeah, the nerves at the beginning, I guess, were noticeable, but then it kind of eased out.
Yeah,
And
'cause it's
really
all-
sweet to see actually just such a genuine reaction, but so confident at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
They did a
Well,
wonderful job, and she is just a class act, a princess.
I love it.
Can't wait to see how it goes.
All right, well, Evan's going to go
Yeah.
get his hat. He's gonna wear it
That
down
I
the
have
streets
to
of
see.
Charleston. Well, thanks so much, Penelope, for being with us. We appreciate
you.
it.
That's right. All
Our
right.
royal wedding coverage.
Yeah. Well, mine's a baseball hat, but
Hey,
kind
whatever
of
kind of hat
joining
you
in
want
the
to put
day.
on.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a moment.
All right, stay with us. Nature's Pearl is up right after the break. Stay with us.